Donald Trump went on Fox and Friends where he was asked about a bit of foreign policy before absolutely fumbling the response, giving a mixed bag of garbage and lies that is barely coherent as he tries to explain Israel and Palestine. Instead, just choosing to resort back to his usual lies about the region, trying to attack Biden, and both of which we'll get into. But let's start with him being asked just, hey, where do you stand on the issue?
Your policies for a second. As you know, this president of the United States, when it comes to Israel, is getting protested. Now he seems to be turning on Israel. But the non-committed vote that Biden's getting, they're not going to like you either because you are firmly in Israel's camp, correct? Are you on board with the way the IDF is taking the fight in Gaza?
You've got to finish the problem. You had a horrible invasion. It took place. It would have never happened if I was president, by the way. As you know, Iran was broke, Brian. They were broke. They had no money for Hamas, for Hezbollah. They were broke. This would have never happened. And for another reason, they wouldn't have done it to me. I guarantee you that.
And for anyone who somehow thinks that Trump would be better on Palestine than Biden, or says that they can't vote for Biden because of his stance on Palestine, listen to the rhetoric there. Israel needs to finish the job. This is why I try to express with lefties that say, oh, you know, Biden's horrendous on Gaza. I can't vote for him. Like, yes, he has, but that's only because he's a Zionist. And you have to look at our history. We've had 45 other Zionist presidents, every other president we've ever had. And Trump was one of those. So he'll be one of them again. So you have to measure them in that perspective where Biden is airdropping aid into Gaza. He's sanctioning the illegal settlers, etc., while Trump defunded UNRWA for 4 years, removed settler sanctions, and is telling the IDF to finish the job. Furthermore, he constantly touts the lie that Iran was broke when he was in office, which, yes, they did lose money in his final year in office. It wasn't his whole presidency, but it didn't remove them of any influence in any way, and they were hardly broke either. He pulled us out of the Iran nuclear deal, which, while having some flaws, it at least existed. That's a benefit we got from it. And Trump had absolutely no replacement, never put one forth, which just stood to further weaken tensions in the area with this constant kind of push-pull. And then also moving the Israeli embassy to Jerusalem, a place that is also considered Holy Land in Islam. You can kind of see how his policy was more so toss any consideration of the Arabic nations aside and blindly do pro-Israel things, which largely just heightened the tensions between the two sides and then kicked the can down the road for this conflict to really explode in the way that it now has under the next president.
Do you think the president's in the process of abandoning Israel?
I do believe that, but I don't think he knows where he is, frankly. I think you could ask him a question right now, ask him the same question. I don't think he knows what to say about many subjects, actually. It's really the people that surround him. It's the fascists and the communists that surround him.
Okay, let's just be clear here. Biden would be a lot fucking cooler if he did abandon Israel. But no, there's absolutely no clear indication of America abandoning Israel. This is just another Zionist tool, where being sympathetic to Palestine or Arabic nations means you want Israel destroyed. That's the only thing it can mean. I would also love for Trump to name one single communist in government. I'd love to meet them, shake their hand, have them on the show, maybe chit chat with them a bit. The problem is they don't actually exist. Trump is just rambling his way through foreign policy, trying to hit all the buzzwords, but it's something that's fragile and very important, and it takes nuance and intelligence to handle, and he seems more concerned in trying to turn it around and use it as an attack on Biden rather than explain what he thinks his stance or the solution will be. It's just, oh, Biden bad. Well, okay, but that doesn't stop the slaughter of innocent Palestinian babies. And then he just goes off on, well, if it was me in charge, it would have never happened. When there were still plenty of Israeli attacks into Palestine under his administration, plenty of Palestinian children who were killed, plenty of Palestinian attacks into Israel as well, for that matter. This just wasn't mainstream. So he gets the benefit of being like, well, nobody was talking about it, so odds are the majority of people won't know about it.